Hi guys, it's Miss Adams again, and we're looking at the Unit 7 test review. And now we're going to be looking at the transformations of each graph given the equation. So number 14 says y equals 2 multiplied by x minus 3 squared. So the first thing we need to look for is our a value. So we have an a value of 2. This is positive, so there is no reflection. And it's going to be a stretch because that 2 value is bigger than 1. It's going to be a stretch by 2. The next thing we're going to look for is our horizontal shift. So in this case, we have our h value at -3, which means we're actually going to go right by 3. If I take that out of parentheses, that's going to give us a vertex at 3, 0. That 0 of the vertex is going to represent our k value, and so there will not be a shift up or down because there is no vertical transformation or a vertical shift. So now we're going to look at number 15. Number 15 says y equals -1/2 x plus 1 squared minus 1. Our a value is -1/2, which means there is a reflection because we have a negative a value. And then that 1/2 is less than 1, so we're going to be shrinking by 1/2. We're then going to look at our vertex, which in this case is -1, -2. So our h value is that -1. And notice that is also +1 inside the parentheses, so we're going to go left by 1. That's our horizontal shift. Then looking at the vertical shift, I've got -2, so I'm going to go down by 2. Number 16, we've got y equals -x squared plus 5 with an a value of -1. So there is a reflection, but we're not going to have a stretch or shrink because anything multiplied by 1 is itself. If I identify the vertex, I don't have a horizontal shift, so my horizontal shift is 0, and my vertical shift is 5. So when it asks me if I shift left or right, I'm going to say neither, because it's shifting by 0. And then my vertical shift is going to be up 5. And that leads us to some vocabulary. And so we're going to go ahead and look at these vocabulary terms, and then in the next video, we'll look at the graphs and identifying the key characteristics from the graph. But the shape that is made by a quadratic equation, these should be items that you guys know readily. So using this word bank, the shape is a parabola. The vertical line that goes through the vertex is our axis of symmetry, that AOS. And if the direction of the parabola is opening down, does it have a minimum or maximum? So remember, it's going to look like this. We're going to have a maximum point there. How many x-intercepts can a parabola have? Well, the answers for this one is 1, or 0, 1, or 2. So 0, 1, or 2. How many y-intercepts can we have? We can have only one y-intercept. Any more than one y-intercept, that's going to not be a function. And then if the direction of the parabola is opening up, so it's looking like this, what is the sign of the a value? This is going to be a positive a value because we're opening up, so it makes a smiley face. All right, guys, in my next video, I'll be going over those characteristics of quadratic functions graphs.